This week we're making light pasta dishes for summer. We're finishing our cookbook recipes for the dinner menu. I made garlic and oil, classic. I made shrimp Diavola. And I made one of my favorite, an anchovy pasta dish, which is delicious and you need to try. And the Xenia special. Check us out. We'll be making these on our next Medusa Kitchen. Hot pan. Just a little bit of olive oil. We're looking at maybe 2 tablespoons. A little bit of shallot. A little bit of garlic. You can see we're already starting to sizzle. Get that going just a little bit before we add the shrimp, because we don't want to brown the garlic too bad. I have U12 shrimp here that I peeled into vein. You know, if you're a shrimp eater and you enjoy eating shrimp, it pays to go buy shell-on shrimp. From the Gulf is what I use. They're nice and sweet. The Mexican brown and white shrimps are really good. These are Mexican browns. I shelled them. I took out the intestinal tract. They're all cleaned up, ready to go. Okay, so that garlic was just starting to get light brown. I'm throwing in the shrimp. And I'm putting in a splash of white wine to stop that garlic from getting too brown now. You used to take a temperature on this, how hot you wanted it. Mild was no crushed red pepper. Medium was maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And then spicy was a good healthy pinch, plus some of my hot sauce. Now that wine is reduced off. The shrimp are, you know, they're still rare, but they're starting to cook. This is the Pomodoro sauce that I showed you a few weeks ago. 6 ounces of that. Turn the heat down a little bit. We're going to let those poach in there. I made gemelli pasta for this, which is an imported Italian pasta. I like to use imported Italian pasta because it seems to be a little bit stronger and holds its shape. Nothing wrong with the American dry pasta. If you can use that if you'd like. Give that a taste. We need a little bit of salt. Even though we've got the crushed red pepper in there, I like to put fresh ground black pepper in there. And to finish off the Diavolas, I always put a couple ounces of butter to kind of tone down that acidity from the tomato sauce. The gemelli pasta I cooked for 10 minutes and then shocked it with cold water. And when I do a pasta seafood dish, I like the seafood to be the star. You know, you throw your pasta in water, it's okay. But I like this better because now the pasta's starting to absorb the shrimp flavor from the Pomodoro sauce. The butter is now getting everything nice and creamy. And the key to making this Diavola is you really don't want to overcook the shrimp. You want to cook the shrimp to medium because the shrimp is going to continue to cook. Okay, you have to remember, whenever you're cooking any protein and you take it off the saute, out of the oven, whatever, it continues to cook. You know, I can tell these are perfect because they're firm. We're going to go over here to the bowls. This recipe would work with any seafood, yes. And you don't have to buy the huge scallops for a dish like this. You know, the smaller scallops would work great. The bay scallops are really good. This was a really big dish at Medusa. Now, Italians don't put cheese on their pasta, seafood pasta. Either do we. If you'd like it though, we don't frown on it. We won't give you a hard time. We just top it with a little Italian parsley. I like to drizzle just a touch of olive oil. And I have a couple of caramelized cloves of garlic that I throw on top. And that's shrimp Diavola. Now, what we're gonna make is garlic and olive oil pasta, which was a popular dish. Now, ahead of time, what I did was I got one of my little stock pots. I put about a ½ inch of olive oil in it. I got it really hot. I threw some whole cloves of garlic in there. I swirled it until they were light brown, like this. I poured them into my little strainer here, and then I collected the olive oil. This olive oil that you brown the garlic in, it still looks beautiful, and it's got the aroma now of garlic. So we're kind of like doing multiple flavors of garlic here. We've got raw chopped garlic, we've got the pan-fried or roasted garlic, and we also have the garlic oil. Now on this one, we start with the garlic oil. Same thing, about 2 tablespoons. We add some fresh garlic, we add some garlic cloves, add some shallots, a good healthy pinch of salt, good healthy pinch of pepper, and we get that on our heat. You know, these are all one pan dishes. I'm gonna rinse off, well, while I'm here. Delicious. And you saw how quickly we made that. Yeah, I had to boil the pasta. I had to have Pomodoro sauce on hand. Had to clean the shrimp.
About how long did it take you to clean the shrimps up?
Well, I cleaned a 5-pound box and it takes me about 20 minutes. Shell off. I put the shells in the freezer because I'm going to make shrimp bisque with it. We don't want to burn the garlic. We just want to lightly toast it. And when we get to the point where it's lightly toasted, we're going to add some white wine to it to stop that process, cool the pan down a little bit. And that really hot pan, you can see the garlic starting to brown. We'll add about 1 ounce of white wine. That'll cook away. And just like the Diavola, we add our pasta. And with my garlic and oil, I like to add unsalted butter to it too. It kind of brings the whole thing together like a beurre blanc. You know, you've got your white wine, you got your garlic, it's all reduced almost down to nothing. And now what we're left with is the pasta taking in all that toasted garlic pieces, the whole garlic cloves. Now to this, you can add broccoli, asparagus, but I would have the vegetables already blanched, cooked, and cooled off, cut up, ready to go, and add them when you add the pasta. So, you know, Brussels sprouts quartered, even a fresh tomato, you cut the meat off the sides of the tomato. Now, as you can see, this is just a little bit greasy, so add a little white wine to bring it together. And then you got this nice creamy sauce. You can put grilled chicken on top of this. And that was my garlic and oil pasta at Medusa. You could do this with cheese ravioli, either one of these dishes with ravioli, tortellini, these sauces poured over the top of manigotte. Delicious. Now, this is the one that nobody knew about today that I want to do, which is one of my favorites. And it's an anchovy garlic and oil. And you know, I get some of this garlic oil, some garlic, shallots, no salt because we're using anchovies. I got 5 fillets here. I'm gonna get this going. You know, and even if you wanted to, you could put, while this is cooking, let me show you what you can do with the garlic and oil over here. You could take this Pomodoro sauce warm, and it just gives you enough tomato to not make it greasy. Now, Our garlic is starting to brown. We put 2 ounces of white wine in this time because we want that white wine now. What it's going to do is it dissolves the anchovies. As you can see, look, the anchovy fillets are gone. They rub right into the pan and they dissolve and they add this wonderful flavor. Now, same deal. I'm going to throw a few cloves of garlic in here. Some pasta. A little chunk of butter. And I like it just like this, but I'm going to add a little bit of tomato because I like it when the acid brings the whole thing together. And I'm going to hit it with herbs too because I want that herb flavor inside as well. And this dish is one of my favorites. It's not an anchovy pasta dish per se. That anchovy just brings enough flavor of the seafood and the butter and the tomato and the garlic, just kind of tone it down, and it's just this beautiful buttery. Look how, I mean, there's no grease at the bottom of this. This is all nice and creamy. And that's, you know, our butter is cold. Butter has to be cold for this type of emulsification. The butter is room temperature, you know, and it's like making a hollandaise or a beurre blanc. You want to take it off the heat while that butter is still in little nuggets, because if we get it too hot, we'll break it. Okay? And there's my favorite. All right. Let's start with Diavola. You know, with the shrimp, you pinch the end and you pull the meat and you get all that meat out of the tail. Look at that, huh? Amazing. The shrimp is medium inside. You still want it to be meaty and juicy and delicious.
Someone said watching your videos made me feel okay with how much I love to use butter.
Feel okay to use butter. It's healthy. No, a half a pound a day is not healthy. Olive oil, butter, avocado oil. Butter is way better for you than margarine. It's way better than the blends. And you don't need a lot of it to bring richness and flavor to a dish. Butter, white wine, cream, shallots. I was French taught. I'm Greek, and I always have white wine, shallots, butter, and cream. Unsalted too. All right, the Diavola is, forget about it. It's delicious. This is the garlic and oil. You know, I don't have any of my bread today, but I mean, look at that. You know, garlic oil pastas do have a little, but that's not all oil now. That has white wine down there. So it's not this heavy pasta anymore. The white wine is bringing acid and kind of cutting through all that richness.
You got a flame on behind you still.
Great with seafood or chicken, shredded pork, dare I say even a good ground beef. I do. But it's got to be good ground beef. Not the $3 special down at the grocery store at the gas station. All right. My favorite, the anchovy. And for this one, I like a little cheese. I know there's some Italians out there who are saying, Greg, how do you do it? What are you doing? You just ruined it. Parmigiano Reggiano only. And it needs a little. You'll be surprised how good this is. It's not like eating an anchovy stuffed olive. Not like eating an anchovy off of a Greek salad. You've got garlic, you've got herbs, a little bit of cheese, the tomato, the butter richens it up. And the white wine, again, with all three of these dishes, white wine brings the acid that you need to balance everything.
didn't want to use white wine, could you use lemon juice?
Yes, but you would have to use a little water too. Lemon and water. You could use rice wine vinegar. A little bit sweet for my taste. If you didn't have wine at home, it's not the end of the world. You would add just a little bit of water or tomato juice. 3 easy summer light dishes. We can start wrapping up our cookbook. If you're gonna eat shrimp, clean it yourself and freeze them in packs of 5. You know, buy 2 or 3 pounds, clean them ahead of time and freeze them. It's okay to freeze, you know, shellfish. But this is better than anything that you'll ever buy in the store in a bag already cleaned and deveined. This is shrimp that tastes like shrimp and it looks beautiful. You know, again, you know, you saw how we stab the shrimp, we pinch the tail at the end while we pull, and all that meat comes out. Many times, you know, I'd see dishes come back to the kitchen at the restaurant because my station was right by the dishwasher, and you know, people were just biting off the shrimp and they were losing all that last nugget. So don't lose the nugget. I love teaching. I love showing people how easy it is to make real food. And a dish like this, in my restaurant, $34.50. That's because you have the ambience, I'm paying rent, electric, and you're paying me to make it for you. But at home, you can make this dish right here for less than $6 with quality shrimp. I mean, what are you waiting for? I mean, you have the comfort of your own home. You've got your nice cozy bathroom and you can invite friends over and you know, making a quick light pasta dish you can eat outside, you can eat inside. Buy good imported dry pasta. Buy quality seafood. Make your Pomodoro sauce. Don't open up a jar. Cut fresh herbs from the garden. Use the garlic oil that you toasted the cloves in. Try something new and innovative. You might find out that you like it a lot. Either way, I'm just here to show you what was successful for me in my business. And I know that a lot of people enjoyed it, and I just want to pass the art on to you. And listen to the Grateful Dead while I'm doing it. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week, 5:30. And watch YouTube, damn it. No one's watching it. Garlic shallots, olive oil, the garlic oil, some garlic cloves, just a touch of chili. Just a little more white wine to emulsify that sauce. See how that just creamed it out? See how it just brought all that oil together from not being greasy? That's what the white wine does for you. Taste this, see if it's okay, and if you want cheese, put it on.
Oh my gosh, that's really good.
Oh my gosh, it's oil of a